What's up, family and friends? Good afternoon. How are you doing? Welcome to this live broadcast. I want to share with us a very important issue. It affects every one of us, regardless of your age, under the sun. And I title it, Suffering is not a test. Suffering is not a test from God to you. Suffering is not a test from nature to you. Suffering is not a test, no matter how you want to interpret it or how you want to justify it. Suffering is evil. Suffering is not good. Suffering is not something one should condone. Suffering is not what someone should defend in any way. Call it what it is. It is evil. It's inhumane. It's not natural. It's not the way, or it's not a way anyone should live. Still speaking on the case of the 14-year-old boy with the cancer of the leg that believe with God all things are possible. People have been commenting on that, and one of the reasonable comments I hear from it is when somebody said, where is the parents of this boy? Why did they let his case get to this extent? Now they are looking for money, asking people for money to cut off his leg to save his life. I didn't reply to that, but I was happy that somebody brought that up, and I answered that within me. And I want to speak in public why the parents of that boy left him in that condition. Of course, it's religion. If you see his picture, the boy was wearing scapula, or is wearing scapula. It's still on my wall. Scapula, that's Roman Catholic magic wand, or something for protection or for miracles, or for some magic to happen. Scapula, chaplet, crucifix. Christians have those fetish stuff. What they are against, what they are against African spirituality or African culture, calling them fetish, calling them evil, calling them devilish. The parents of that boy, they believe in God. They believe in Jesus. They are Catholics, Roman Catholics. I tell you, if you go to that village, Achala, you will know that that family, they are strong Catholic members. They are Catholic faithful, as they always say. When that thing was still small, oh God, miracle. Don't tell me they didn't take prayer point to churches, consulting the reverend priest and all that. But nothing happened. Nothing. The guy case, the boy, 14-year-old boy, talking about God can do all things. A 14-year-old boy that is now having any skill or any business to make his own money, but he believes his own God can do all things. Who taught him that? His parents, his religious leaders. Because they come to house, maybe the time he stopped working, the priest will come to the house with holy water, sprinkle on him, rebuking evil spirit. Cancer of the leg, they are calling evil spirit, rebuking evil spirit, casting out devil. Cancer of the leg, the boy is suffering. They believe okay, maybe God is testing our family, the faith of our family. Had it been that thing happened to atheists, the theists, Christians will be saying it's because he said there is no God. That's why his child, that's why her child have cancer of the leg. You see the lie that's circulating now on social media. They say Brad Pitt, once atheist, returned to Christianity. No, Brad Pitt has been a Christian. He has been a Christian. He was born a Christian in a Christian family, right? He's American. What are you talking about? He says, I said, that's bullshit. He said, atheists return to Christianity or turn Christian, all that bullshit they used to confuse themselves and justify their delusion. The boy is 14 years old and about to lose his leg or his life. Of course, if they don't bring money, and why would they be asking the public for money when they are Roman Catholic Church member? Roman Catholic Church cannot bring the money to cut off his leg and save his life. And where we are there, his parents and the Roman Catholic priests, where we are there, their God, all those Jesus, Virgin Maria, where is it? The Lord did not show mercy to that boy. And Mary did not seem fit to help that boy. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of God, he's merciful, he's this, he's that. Where was Jesus? Where was Mary? Or let me say, where is Jesus? Where is Mary? Now they are looking for money from people to solve his problem. And at age 14, he is bragging, I believe with God all things are possible. I believe. So with God they will cut off his leg. That's what they will say. They will begin to praise God. Oh, the surgery was successful. The amputation, they cut off his leg. And God was watching they cut off his leg. And there's this childhood friend. He's from my town. He was commenting on my post, calling me for a fool and all that, you know. How, you know, everybody that believes in God or Jesus must come after me. And I also come after them. This guy, since from child, I think, you know, like they injected him and one leg paralyzed. And he's saying, he's bragging on social media that God has not failed him. I say, look at yourself. I commented it publicly too. I know him very well, not hearsay. We had, we attend the same Anglican church, St. John's Anglican Church, Fege Onitsha, together as we attend the same Anglican Praying Association, APA, Omasele branch. But this guy, because now he married, they have children, maybe doing well, but he's disabled, walking crooked. Why Bible say, oh, the crooked, God can make it straight. But God has failed to make his leg straight. Yet this guy come, I never spoke anything against him. I was just showing how God and Jesus are useless in reality when it comes in times of our need. I say your life is evidence of what I'm saying, that God and Jesus are useless. You cannot walk like a normal human being even as I walk. But you know, they take it, it's God's way. God, where was God before that thing happened? He says the fault of man is mistake of man. Where does God make mistake too? Where was God before man made that mistake? Where was God before man fall? Where was God before man begin to suffer? Your suffering is not a test. So one of the things somebody commented on that post is, you know, whatever comes to us or happen to us is God testing us. It's a general statement Christians always make. Feelings excuse they always give. They say that when you are suffering, it is God testing you or testing your faith. So don't lose faith. Keep believing, keep believing, keep believing. A God that wants you to keep suffering and believing is useless. That God is not worthy of your praise. It's not worthy of your fear. It's not worthy of your worship. It's not worthy of your anything. That God is useless. You should trust that God. A God that keeps telling you, wait, 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 I am coming. And he has not showed up. Some of your family members have died believing in that God. Some of your family members has been locked up in jail believing in that God. Some of your family members are suffering terrible disease, believing in that God. Yeah, you keep saying, I believe, I believe. They always say, I believe. They want you to believe. They will never say no, or they cannot tell you they know. It's they believe. When you throw fact before them. They don't live by factual truth. They live by majority carries the vote. Somebody asked me, he saw at work, he saw my video. He said, where are the audience? I laugh. They are looking for audience. How many people are following you? Fuck that. Following me. How many people, uncountable people are following me? I don't count. If you can count the people following you, you must be a crowd pleaser. You must be a crowd following me. Sometimes I go back to my profile. If I don't see your profile picture, I unfriend them. You see it drop. Then I begin to add other people. Of course. And sometimes I see maybe you are not contributing to whatever, and your post is not talking about how to wake up our people, talking against all these lies they fed us. Then you don't need to be on my friend list. Period. I don't say you're not fit to be on Facebook. No. Birds of a feather flock together. It says God testing their faith. A God that tests you to bless you is useless. A God that tests your faith to bless you is useless. A God that tests you is not almighty. He don't know anything. A God that have to try your mind or your heart to know what is in them or in your heart or in your mind. That God is not almighty. That God is not all-knowing. That God is not everywhere. That God does not exist. Suffering is not a test. It is man-made. Poverty is not a test. It is man-made. Stop believing all those criminals in churches, in temples, in mosques, telling you to sow seed for your suffering to end, telling you to sow seed for your poverty to end. He said, give your way out of poverty. Stop believing that they are lying to you. They are lying to you 100%. Suffering is man-made. Poverty is man-made. And it is man that will end suffering. It is man that will end poverty. That's why you see Africans scrambling to run away from Africa to end their poverty. You have heard of people that committed suicide because American embassy denied them visa. Why? Because they sold all they have. They closed down their business, sold their landed property to pay for that visa, only for them to deny them visa. You know what they will go through again to come to that level they once were. Some of them can't take it. Some jump into inside lagoon. Some just decided to be thief. So when you come around them with any money for business, they just eat it. They will never keep to the terms you agree with them. They come back with vengeance because they are frustrated. They don't want to suffer again. Factual truth. Many Africans ignore factual truth because they believe in imaginary God, imaginary beings will come and do anything for them, blaming devil for their plight and praising God for their success. Why God and Satan or devil are useless. God or Satan is useless in reality to us all. Your suffering is not a test from God. Your suffering is man-made. Sometimes it's directly by you, sometimes it's by others. You say some people were born with that problem. Yeah, because somebody refused to handle that problem and continue to have child or children in that problem. There are people, when I see them, I say, these people don't supposed to reproduce. They don't supposed to reproduce. But they believe God is the one that gives children. Which God gives children? Okay, like that 14-year-old boy, God gave him to his parents for him to have leg cancer, for his parents not to be able to raise money to solve that problem, and for God is not able to heal that boy. Now they need money from people, both rich and poor. You know how they say it? Bring your widow's mite, let us save this boy's life. Yeah, they tell you Jesus saves. Jesus saves in Oka. Jesus saves in the Bible. Jesus saves in their church. Jesus saves in their religion, but not in reality. In reality, money answers all things. Oh man, come on, you that believe in God, don't you see that your action shows you say there is no God? Although with your mouth you preach there is God, but your action shows there is no God. When you go to man for help, your action says there is no God. The fool in the Bible said there is no God in his heart. But the religious people, Christians, believers who believe in Almighty God, in their action, they are saying there is no God. If there is God, that Roman Catholic family won't be looking for money to save that boy's life from people. They will pray to God and God will save. And that boy, you see, that boy was crying in his torment, in his predicament at that tender age. He said, I believe God can do all things. I believe God will save my life. Which God are you talking about, boy? I don't blame you, I blame your parents. Because they are the stupid people that let you be in that condition to that level. Maybe when it was little, if they have gone to one native doctor, it would have saved your life. But they're waiting for miracle. Now miracle did not happen. They begin to look for money. Because money is the miracle you need now. Without money, they won't cut that leg. You see how wicked the world is. You see how they spend millions in politics, spend millions in building cathedrals. But to save life, they have to make poor people contribute. This world, these world leaders, religious leaders and political leaders, they are wicked. There's no reason for any single person to be suffering in this world we are living in. Our ancestors were using gold as dust before those demons invaded and stole everything we had and begin to make people suffer. And you believe in the God they gave to you. They believe in the nonsense Jesus they gave to you. You still believe in the nonsense religion they gave to you. And when your brother or sister wake up and begin to tell you, no, these people destroy us, these people are deceiving us, you begin to call them antichrist, you begin to call them atheists, you begin to call them evil, you begin to call them devils. Because you are delusional. You don't know what you worship. You don't know what you say. You're just speaking like a sheep. You are animal. You are not speaking like a human being. You get upset, I call you animal, but you are a sheep of God. You belong to the flock of God, right? You say you are children of God, his flock. So why are you upset that somebody call you animal? That's what you claim to be. Faith makes you animal. I said there is no reason for any single person to suffer in this world if not for religion. Our ancestors have the system that everyone, so long you are born, you belong to a family. And that family takes care of you. Family care, that's what it was. Family care. Until these evil people came and turned brotherhood, changed brotherhood, destroyed brotherhood and changed it into neighborhood. Brothers now afraid of his own brother. You are going Catholic, this one is going Anglican. You are Cameroon, I am Nigeria. Who divided us? Who destroyed us? The same people that gave us religion, the same people that gave us Jesus Christ, the same people that gave us God and telling us that God will help us while we are suffering. Our suffering is man-made. See the wars in the world, see the sufferings in the world. They are all man-made. It's not any God causing it. They came and took our treasures and tell you that their God say we give them the treasures of darkness. The riches of secret places. What our ancestors kept in pyramids, what our ancestors kept in tombs, what our ancestors kept in their stores. They came, invaded, killed, and took them. And today you see Africans thinking that our ancestors didn't know how to write. All they had was oral history. No, our ancestors were so smart. They have oral history, written history, carved history, buried history. They have all kinds of history for us that no one can erase. No one can erase the history. Our ancestors, they burned the great library of Alexandria, thinking they will end our knowledge. Nowhere. The sun keeps shining. The sun will shine again. They begin to deface the great statues our ancestors made to show this is us. This place belongs to us. We made this. Even when the Chinese people wanted to build pyramids, they couldn't. Our ancestors built many pyramids in Mali, in Sudan, in Egypt, in Ethiopia. But today, see Africans suffering. You think, oh, it is God's way. Our ancestors were enslaved because it is God's way. They disobey God's commandment. They were idol worshippers. Somebody worshiping idols, does it make that person evil? No. It is you that invaded and killed anyone for any reason that is evil. It is you that invaded and take anything that belongs to anyone for any reason that is evil. Not the people you enslaved or you killed, you invaded that are evil. No. You cannot steal my thing and call me thief. You are the one that is the thief. You are the one that stole from me. You are the thief. Suffering. Stop claiming suffering as God's will for you. It's not. Because that's why you are going to church. That's why you are going to temple. That's why you are going to mosque. That's why you are going to all those nonsense places they built, telling you God is there. The presence of God is there. Come, God will bless you. So God will increase your seed. It is time you tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself, that's what I keep telling everyone. Everyone that is arguing with me, everyone that said they believe in God and Jesus, I said, tell yourself the honest truth. Your life is evidence that God and Jesus are useless. That faith in God is useless in reality. It can never help you. You can never pay your bills by faith. You can never build your house by faith. You can never marry by faith. You can never have children by faith. Somebody came to me saying, oh, campaigning, brought a poster for me, say, do this. I said, listen, I don't do that bullshit. He said, I'll do it, for Jesus. I said, I don't do Jesus too. He said, what are you saying? How do you come into this world? I said, at your age, you are still asking me how I came into this world. Go and look for a woman. Have sex with her, impregnate her. You will tell me how you came into this world. You're supposed to know that. And they begin to say, you see, when time comes, when we cast vote, we know who will win. I said, of course, majority will always vote for morons like them. People that believe in the same God they believe. You see, like where you see many Roman Catholic people, of course, a Roman Catholic member that is running for election will win because Roman Catholic will never vote for Anglican. Anglican will never vote. Anglican may try some Anglican because Anglicans, they believe Bible, they love their enemies. Roman Catholics don't love their enemies for where? Roman Catholics are just like Muslims when it comes to religion, of course. But other Christians, you can see Pentecostals consider, I think he's a good man, you know, but Roman Catholic, no way. You see Anambra State, it will be hard for another person from another faith, another denomination of Christianity to win governorship, unless no Catholic member is running, because the priests will be campaigning for them. They want a Roman Catholic person there to be giving them check, you know, protecting them. They tell you kingdom of God suffereth violence, the violent take it by force. Any God in his kingdom is suffering violence is useless. It's not almighty. Any God, there is war in his kingdom, that God is useless. Because that God is supposed to stop war, to prevent war, not to allow any form of war. Any God, his children are suffering, and they are looking for other children to bring money for them to, and that God is not doing anything. That God is useless. So it's time you wake up, my people, and know yourselves. Remember, suffering is like when you lose your property. Prayer cannot restore it. You have to go back wherever you lost it, wherever you know you kept it, and you get there and begin to ask around, like doing investigation to find out, and you will get it back. You will get it back if you do the needful. But say you're praying, no way. A prayer can never restore anything. Prayer cannot give you back anything. You see, as Christians are praying for me to die or bad thing to happen, for me to stop speaking or saying what I'm saying, they are wasting their time. They cannot stop me. I am no longer one. I am in many people, and many people are in me. They cannot stop the truth. So suffering is not God's will. Suffering is not God testing you. You can end that suffering, or beg people, they will help you end that suffering. I cannot contribute a dime to that kind of boy, 14-year-old boy who believes God can do all things, and his family, they believe in God. So if you believe in God, let God solve your problem. But if you want people to solve your problem, tell people God cannot do it. People like me, of course, I will gladly contribute. I don't have problem with that. I give anytime I see need, but no longer as Christian, no longer as believer. I open my eyes. I ask questions. It doesn't matter how you cry. It doesn't matter how you present it. No. If you believe in God, let God solve your problem. It's time we tell ourselves the truth and shame God. God and Jesus, they are useless in reality. In our times of need, they can never solve it. You keep believing in God, okay, you are free. But I want to know. I don't want to believe. Peace.